Hello everyone, Jul here. With Diablo 4 release date getting closer, I realized that I haven't made that much of action RPG games list in this channel. So, I thought why not using this opportunity to recommending some new action RPG to play in this early 2023. Please note that I didn't make this list based on my verdict since some of these games are still on early access. Alright then, let's get started. Superfuse is a comic book style hack and slash ARPG with a rich and accessible skill customization system. You can craft unique skills from a huge array of powerful fuses, select one of 3 classes, and embark on this journey alone or with your friends in co-op mode. Since the game is still in early access, of course there's gonna be some issues here and there, but it doesn't stop me from enjoying the game. The fuse mechanics feel fresh and offering something new in the action RPG genre. Combine that with the talent trees progression, have a good amount of build variation that you can try. Clash Artifacts of Chaos is a unique game that blends art and action in a way that is unlike anything else. While the story isn't particularly surprising, there are enough strange and interesting elements to keep you engaged. In terms of gameplay, your main weapons are your fists and feet, although you eventually gain access to weapons as well. The combat is more into the Souls-like style, so expect some difficulty spike here and there. The open world provides a lot of things to do, including combat, gathering materials, and interacting with interesting NPCs. Dragon Quest Treasures is a spin-off game in the Dragon Quest series. It has many of the classic features of the series like cute monsters, funny jokes, interesting characters, and of course, fun gameplay. Dragon Quest Treasures strikes a good balance between exciting and relaxing. There are plenty of side quests, monsters to find, and treasures to discover. Unfortunately, this game is only available on Switch for now. I hope someday they will release it for another platform. Evil West is a semi-action RPG that was set in an alternate history of the classic Wild West era of America. Set in the Wild West, you play as Jesse Rentier, a vampire hunter tasked with hunting down the vampires who are at war with humanity. As you progress through the game, you will unlock new tools and techniques that improve your abilities as a hunter. You will encounter different kinds of vampires and monsters, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, and level up to unlock perks that offer new moves and improve damage capabilities. If you enjoy a simple linear action games with big set pieces, Evil West is a game that you will enjoy. Wolcen Fallen Dynasty is a game that combines the stunning visuals and swordplay of Neo with a bit of Sekiro. I have to say that the RPG elements is toned down quite a bit compared to Neo, but at the same time it offers a different kind of experience. The combat in Wolcen is fast-paced yet tricky in a way, because even the regular enemies can screw you up easily if you don't pay attention. This is where the game draws comparisons to Sekiro, as players must learn to telegraph enemy moves and mastering the deflecting mechanic. There are some weird balancing issues though, like how the earlier bosses can be a lot harder than the next one, but still, if you're willing to spend your time to learn the mechanic, I would say you'll be fine for the most part. Wolcen Lords of Mayhem has finally available for the current gen consoles, well, except Switch. If you have played similar games like Diablo, Grim Dawn, or Path of Exile, you will know what to expect from this game. You will journey through dungeons, gradually outfitting your character with more powerful gear as you create and master a build that suits your playstyle. There are lots of flexibility regarding your builds as well, but what makes me love this game is because of how easy to understand the progression system. Not to mention the game also has a stunning visual, with a lot of attention to detail in the world design. Like a Dragon, Ishin is a unique and engaging addition to the Yakuza franchise. Unlike the usual Yakuza game, this one is set in the historical period of Japan known as Bakumatsu, and it follows the story of a former samurai named Sakamoto Ryoma. It features a variety of gameplay elements including exploration, combat, and side quests. The combat is similar to the previous games in the Yakuza franchise, with some additional elements such as gunplay and the ability to summon allies for assistance. The character designs are also well done, with a variety of unique and memorable personalities that fit well within the game setting. When I first heard about ASTLIBRA revision, I didn't know what to expect. At first glance, I thought it was just another low quality game, but oh boy, I was wrong. And you know what surprised me the most? It took 15 years for the developers to create this game. The plot heavily features time travel, which is one of my favorite themes of any fantasy game. The combat revolves around a one-button combat system, but surprisingly it's not boring at all. Each direction on the analog stick and jumping can modify the animations, and they can be cancelled into one another on the fly. Each weapon type has its own unique moveset, and the variety is remarkable. Combine all that with a beautiful 2D art style and fantastic soundtrack, trust me, if you love JRPG or Metroidvania, you have to try this game. Fear Rising is a game that combines elements from Diablo-like and survival games to create a unique vampire survival experience. As someone who has played many survival RPG in the past, I found Fear Rising to be a refreshing change of pace. Crafting works similarly to most survival games, so if you're familiar with other survival games, chances are you're going to be fine. The leveling system is straightforward and easy to understand, with the game scaling players up as they progress through the main questline. While the game's soundtrack could use more variety in my opinion, still, I had a great time playing Fear Rising and looking forward to how the game unfolds in the future. Wild Hearts is a game that shares many similarities with the Monster Hunter series. Its giant monster slaying missions, crafting-based equipment progression, and campaign structure all resemble those of Monster Hunter. Despite these similarities, Wild Hearts stands out in its own way. The game feels more easier to get into than Monster Hunter. There isn't much downtime like sharpness mechanic, and the inventory access is much more intuitive in my opinion. The Karakuri building system is also an excellent addition, which adds an interesting puzzle element to the game. However, the variety of monsters seems a bit low for the time being. I wish they will update the game with more content since I have a good feeling that this game might have what it takes to compete with Monster Hunter series. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion almost feels like a remake than a remaster. The game uses the framework of the original PSP version, but rebuilds much of it to bring it closer to Final Fantasy VII Remake. The character models and environments are detailed, and the menus are clean and functional, making the game look modern and high budget. Combat is also much faster than in the original PSP version. Zack can dodge, roll, and attack in a quicker pace, making the combat feel smoother and more satisfying.
Oh yeah!
Monster Hunter Rise is now available for the current-gen PlayStation and Xbox consoles. For those of you who have played this game on PC or Switch, well, technically there's nothing for you here. But if you only own a current-gen PlayStation or Xbox consoles, you have to try this game. Unlike the predecessors, Monster Hunter Rise focuses more on the exciting part of the game, like the combat mechanic, gear crafting, and skill builds. The quality of life improvement in this game is just the best of all Monster Hunter series. Everything just feels easier to learn, whether it is the map navigation, monster weaknesses, and many more. But don't get me wrong, despite the game is easy to learn, mastering it is a whole different story.
Your toys aren't really for young children, but
Atomic Heart is a game that shares similarities with other shooter RPGs such as BioShock or Fallout. Despite these similarities, Atomic Heart manages to stand out in its own way. The game has a distinct visual style that sets it apart from other shooters, with a retro-futuristic aesthetic that blends elements of 1950s Soviet design with advanced technology. The game features a unique blend of sci-fi and horror elements, with various creepy and grotesque enemies to fight. It also has a cool combat system where you can use different tools and weapons, like using your mind to move things or changing how gravity works to beat your enemies in fun and clever ways. Hogwarts Legacy is a game that perfectly captures the magical vibe of the Harry Potter series. As an action-adventure RPG, it is an open-world game that allows you to experience life as a witch or wizard in Hogwarts. You will attend classes, fight monsters, and learn spells as you progress through the game. The combat is fantastic, the spell casting is smooth, and feels like you're truly wielding magical powers. The world itself is packed with everything you would expect in a Harry Potter game. The graphics and sound designs are impressive, and the immersion is spot on. As someone who loves action RPG and Diablo-like games, I really love Last Epoch. Last Epoch is an action RPG with great potential. The developers are very active and are releasing new content and fixes at a rapid pace. The game is still on early access, but it already done so many things right for a game in this genre. Not to mention the latest update just elevates the game even higher with more content and multiplayer features. Compared to Path of Exile, Last Epoch is much easier to get into, with a more approachable passive and active skill system. Though the story is not yet fully completed, it is already good enough to help you immerse in the game, with the time travel and cosmic horror theme, and of course God's intervention. Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that there are probably other great new action RPG that I haven't mentioned yet, so how about sharing your best new action RPG that probably deserve a spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace!